to scale up a little bit, I talk just quickly about the credit. I figured out, obviously really quickly that real estate is a relationships game. And so in terms of big banks wouldn't lend to me. So I went and created a relationship with a local bank in upstate New York called First Niagara Bank. I don't think they're around anymore.
Can I stop you real quick?
Yeah.
Where were you living in New York? Because where I'm at, right? Oh, no, but you just said upstate New York, First Niagara Bank. They're like a local Buffalo bank. How did you land there?
Well, so New York City is like Australia. It's high barriers to entry. There's limited cash flow. The supply is limited, but demand is high. So you can take New York City and apply it across Australia. That's the type of real estate market we're in. Plus, we have 1/10 of your population compared to America. So just put that to one side. Mm-hmm. So I was looking for markets where I could afford to spend $30,000, $40,000 and was in a driving distance, and that was Syracuse, New York. It was Syracuse and Philadelphia was another one I was in. I could get there within 4 hours if the emergency happened, and that's how it got started. So yeah.
That's so awesome. Because I don't know if you know, but like we're based out of Buffalo, New York, a short 3-hour drive down the 90. So I relate with all that. And when you said First Niagara Bank, that was the first bank that I started doing real estate deals with. And it's the only bank that would fund me when I almost went bankrupt in 2008. But I digress. Let's keep going with that.
But you bring up a good point. And that's like, it's the local relationships with those bank and those bank managers. And I was able to buy this first property, show for the first six or 8 months that there was cash coming in. I was, depositing rental checks. And from that, I was able to get a line of credit, a $30,000 line of credit. I was able to buy house number 2 for $45,000. And both of them were going okay. Sort of one was an ATM. The other one, had the drive-by shooting. And what I really learned quickly was that you needed scale. And what I was applying, I was going in, doing $5,000 to $10,000 renovations on individual units and trying to get a $100 bump, right? And that was the thesis of what I was trying to do, increase cash flow. But what I didn't realize was that the fact that I was still in the residential market, so it wasn't really equating to, okay, well, I'm increasing 3 units at $100 each a month. That's $300. Like, I'm not having a direct impact on the quote unquote value of the asset, because it was still just valued on price per square foot of what other triplexes and duplexes were valued at in that market. Cut a long story short, was living in New York City. Middle of 2013, a buddy of mine comes down from Canada. I take him out to dinner. I had these 2 properties. I was circling around a flip property that I was going to do in Philadelphia, still working as a structural engineer. And I was like, man, I think I had 5, maybe six quote unquote units at the time, crushing it, or maybe making $800 a month in cash flow. Which was, I soon realized would also be sucked up with when any time a tenant moved out. But then he said, man, that's awesome. And out of nowhere, he said, I just closed on a 70 unit. And I said, 7, you mean 70? And he's like, yeah, 70. And I was like, how the hell did you do that? Like, oh, well, actually negotiated at a neighbor of mine was a mentor to him. They found a deal. They did a seller carryback finance. He got 3 other buddies involved, and they were able to raise, I think, $400,000 on $1 million property with a seller carryback finance note. And that's how he got involved. And I was like, wow. And he sort of went on a little bit about other people's money. And I was like, that's exactly it. I was coming to the end of my tether with my own little portfolio, and I needed to up the game a bit. And the big thing I took away from that was a mentor, and I had to go out and level up, essentially. And I found a mentor, and through that mentor, I was able to build my brand and my credibility and focus on the capital raising side. And I was able to partner with him on a few deals and use his credibility. And then over time, I was able to branch out on my own and do my own deals. And that's the 150 million that we speak about. That is my management deals. Like, I've done a lot more with other people co-syndicating, co-sponsoring before I've got my own portfolio today. So that was sort of the journey. And it was really realizing that I'd got to the end of my limit and I needed to, no one wanted to lend to me anymore. And I had 4 or 5 properties and I was like, oh geez, I haven't got a financial freedom yet, and so I needed something more. And that was where the power of OPM, other people's money, having a chat to my buddy from Canada. And it was really, that was the second time in my life the penny dropped. I was like, aha,